Yes, sir. Yes. Did you not grab them last week? Did you get all of your assignments from last week? Yeah, it's right there. Just have your hands are on it right there. That's it. Thank you, darling. Thank you. All right, here we go. Everyone should have their primary source out. Everyone should have their notebook so I can make a quick transition. We do not have all day to deal with this. Now, I know that it is very easy to just hang out and listen to me and not be engaged. I know that. I need you to be engaged. I'm just going to be calling on you people to hold you accountable. But the faster you do this, the better you get at this, the easier life's going to be. So please make sure that you are thinking along with me. I am just going to be calling your name out at times. So please, 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 please be thinking with me. Julia, I have your sign-out pass. Can you pass it back to Julia Camden? To Jackson or Julia? Thank you. You don't have it? It's in the box. It's before tab 2 in one of those hanging files. All right, here we go. So the most important part of a primary source is the what?
Italicized.
The italicized. It gives you context. Here we go. So the Code of Hammurabi is a well-preserved Babylonian law code. If it is Babylonian, is this the second major empire in Mesopotamia or the first?
Second.
So second major empire. Did you find it, Henry? Guys, come on. Guys. It's 5 periods. See, each one's a hanging folder. For week 2, why don't you guys pick this assignment up the first time? Yeah, exactly. Pick them up the first time so we don't have to do this. All right. So second major empire of ancient Mesopotamia, dating back to about 1772 BCE. It is one of the oldest deciphered writings of significant length in the world. The 6th Babylonian king, Hammurabi, what do we know about him? Oh my God. He's the most influential ancient king ever. There's like 7 people's names you need to know, and he's one of them from period 1. He's that big of a deal. Enacted the code. Partial copies exist on human-sized stone, steel, and various clay tablets. The code consists of 282 laws with scaled punishments. What does scaled punishments mean? Who can raise your hand and tell me what scaled punishments mean? What do you got, Garrett? Yes, absolutely. So it varies by crime. Okay? Now, if you break dress code today, do you get executed tomorrow? No, that wouldn't be a very fair punishment. Would you agree? Okay, that's what we mean by scaled punishment. Adjusting an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, as graded dependent on social status. What is social status? Who can tell me what social status means? What do you got, Matthew? Yeah, how much money you got? Absolutely. The higher your social status, the more money you got. And slave versus free man. All right, here we go. If anyone ensnare another, what does the word ensnare mean? You can raise your hand and tell me the ensnare. Oh my God, guys. Trap. Thank you very much, Ian, for blurting it out. I appreciate it. It means to trap. If anyone ensnare or trap another, putting a ban upon him, but he cannot prove it, then he that ensnared him shall be put to death. Okay, so if you trick or trap someone into something, they get put to death. It's kind of excessive, would you agree? Why do you think they're putting people to death for tricking other people? Tricking, we've all tricked people before, can we agree? At some point throughout this year, I'm going to forget we had a quiz, and I'm just going to transition to doing notes or doing something else and totally forget. You will all sit there and giggle to each other because Bennett forgot, and you will sit there in silence, and we won't take a quiz that day until the bell rings and you announce, Miss Bennett, we didn't take our quiz today, and I will say, damn it, you would have ensnared me. Will you be put to death? No, you will not be put to death. It's very clear that you hear that. Why are you not put to death today, but back then you would be put to death? Why? What do you got, Camden?
We couldn't prove it.
What do you mean you couldn't prove it? I've got 30 eyewitnesses giggling because they didn't take a quiz.
I thought you meant like in like the text.
Why are they putting people to death for tricking someone, Timmy?
There's no excessive or unequal punishment.
Okay, yeah, they don't have the Constitution doesn't protect them. Okay, what is going on before this? Matthew, help me out.
To establish the principle because there was no laws in the first place.
This is one of the first law codes. So, do you think people who have never had to live under laws are going to transition easily or transition very, are they going to be fighting back? They're going to be fighting back. So if you say, if you ensnare someone or trick someone, you get a slap on the wrist. Do you think that's going to change anything? No. So they have to have extreme punishments because the first to do so. Okay? They had to be strict in order to gain control. Nice job, Matthew. All right, if anyone bring an accusation against a man, and the accused go to the river and leap into the river, if he sink in the river, his accuser shall take possession of his house. But if the river prove that the accused is not guilty, and he escape unhurt, then he who had brought the accusation shall be put to death, while he who leaped into the river shall take possession of the house that belonged to his accuser. Okay, there's a lot. What is the weirdest thing about this whole thing, Kayla? Yes. I don't know about you. Do you prove your innocence by jumping into a river? No, you don't. Wouldn't that be great, though? If you, you could just prove your honesty. Why is this a big deal? What does this show us? The jumping into the river, what does it show us about the society? What do you got for me, Sophia?
Somehow, the river is important to them.
Okay, the river's important to them. Why do you think the river's important to them, Sophia?
Because animism.
Animism. Ooh, I like. All right. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay. So the river, it shows us the importance of the gods and their influence. In the United States, do we have a rule about jumping into the river to clear your name of wrongful doing? Hello? No, absolutely not. Because what have we taken out of our laws? Religion, absolutely. What has a very strong place in these laws? Religion, and that's what that shows us. Religion is a major part of their civilization. If anyone bring an accusation of any crime before the elders and does not prove what he has charged, then he shall, if it be a capital offense charged, be put to death. What is the weird thing that's in this phrase we haven't seen yet? What is here that we haven't seen yet? What do you got for me, Natalie? What term is it here that we haven't seen before? No. We're talking about law. Yes, elders. Okay, why? What is elders? When they say elders, Natalie? There's old people everywhere, but not all of them are called elders, huh? Wise, powerful old people. Rebecca?
They were in charge of each particular place because they were the wisest.
Yes, okay. Why would these people be around in this government system? Do we have a panel of elders in the United States? Why do you think they include elders in this new government structure? Is elders old or new? Old. That's how the clans used to run, right? During our Paleolithic and early Neolithic, everything was run by clans. Why do you think the elders are included here? Why do you think they have elders? In a few minutes, you're gonna in number 5, you see a judge. Why would they include elders and have judges? Why, Jackson?
It's not all one person that's
Okay, we have multiple people. Why else, Gigi?
To solve disputes.
Solve disputes. Is it more comforting to go to an elder, or do you think it's more comforting to go to a new position called a judge? An elder. Does it make the transition easier or harder for this brand new government system? It makes it easier transition. Remember, the clan system used to run on elders, so they're used to going to elders and having elders solve problems for them. Even though we're creating our own standardized law code, we need to have something familiar, correct? And so they included it to make it easier transition. If he satisfied the elders to impose a fine of grain or money, he shall receive the fine and that action produces. If a judge, what's a judge? What is a judge? Who can summarize what a judge actually is? No one. We can't do it. It's impossible. It's an impossible feat. And what is it? Yeah, it is someone who's paid to render verdicts, correct? They make the decision on wholly their decision. Okay, so if a judge try a case, reach a decision, and present his judgment in writing, if later error shall appear in his decision, and it be through his own fault, then he shall pay 12 times the fine set by him in the case, and he shall be publicly removed from the judge's bench, and never again shall he sit there to render judgment. What is this telling us? What is this telling us, Will?
Like if the judge messes up, he gets like disemboweled.
Perfect. So why are they including this? Why is it important?
It's like new.
It's new. Okay. Do you like this as a normal human being, as a normal citizen? Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing?
Good thing.
Why are they putting this law into effect?
It's like ease the nerves of the citizens.
Yeah. Okay. What else, Sydney?
To keep the judge impartial.
Yes. To limit shady business. Yes. Okay. So a judge, we are trying to maintain minimum abuses of power. Now, as citizens here in 2017 and citizens back in Hammurabi's Code in Mesopotamia, do you think we appreciate when people in power are held to the same rules? Absolutely. This is to make it easier for a transition here. If anyone steal the property of a temple or the court, he shall be put to death. And also, the one who receives the stolen thing shall be put to death. What does this show us? What does this tell us about this civilization, Trey? Okay, yeah, absolutely. I was going to come to that later. Okay, so what's the major problem in Mesopotamia?
There are a lot of thieves.
Yes, theft is Meso's biggest problem. How many rules do we have? Laws about it, for God's sake. Okay, what else does this show us that's important, Benji?
Importance of religion.
What the hell did I do?
You mess with like the religious.
Yes, religion is incredibly important. Okay? All right. If anyone buy from the son or the slave of another man without witness or contract, silver or gold, a male or female slave, an ox or a sheep or an ass or anything, if he take it in his charge, he is considered a thief and shall be put to death. What is this showing us? You need to have a what when you do things? You need to have a witness. You need to have a contract. Why? What is this trying to do? What is this trying to do, Gabby? Is it trying to make things more, is it trying to make things more legitimate or less legitimate? More legitimate. Is that better for everyone? Yes, it's trying to eliminate, shadiness, right? Would you agree? They don't want people trying to do back-end deals and all that stuff. So they're trying to protect economy and its people. All right. If anyone steal cattle, sheep, or ass, or a pig, or a goat, if it belong to a god or a court, the thief shall pay 30-fold. If it belong to a freedman of the king, he shall pay 10-fold. If the thief has nothing which to pay, he shall be put to death. What is this one showing us? Evelyn. By the way, Evelyn is one of my favorite names. I'm never having children, but if I did, I would definitely think about Evelyn. I think it's so pretty. It's such like a vintage name. It's great. Sorry, fun fact.
That's fine. So it shows that like they have like consequences kind of like based on like their social.
Yes. Okay. Social class distinction with punishments. Okay. Social class distinction with punishments. Okay. If anyone lose an article and find in the possession of another, if the person in whose possession the thing is found say, a merchant sold it to me, I paid it before witnesses, and if the owner of the thing say, I will bring witnesses who know my property, then shall the purchaser bring the merchant who sold it to him and the witness before whom he bought it, and the owner shall bring witnesses who can identify his property. The judge shall examine their testimony, both the witnesses before whom the price was paid, and the witness who identified the lost article on an oath. The merchant is then proved to be a thief and shall be put to death. The owner of the lost article receives his property, and he who bought it receives the money he paid from the estate. What is this showing us, Ian?
They're using Law 7 as a way to prove when people steal and then sell it to people.
Yes, they're trying to stop what from happening? To stop selling stolen goods. Why? What is the biggest problem in Mesopotamia? Theft, absolutely. People are trying to turn a buck real quick, so we're trying to stop it. If the purchaser does not bring the merchant and the witness before whom he bought the article, but its owner brings witnesses who identified, then the buyer is the thief and shall be put to death, and the owner receives the lost article. Okay? This is showing us what? Theft is the biggest problem. Can we just agree? Yeah. Okay, here we go. So the subject. What is the document about? What is the main idea? What is that document about, Henry?
About laws and what happens.
Yes, but there's laws everywhere. Why is this document such a big deal? Why are we reading it in 2017?
This was the first sentence.
What about it? No, the first set of laws would be Sumner's laws. Why are we reading? What makes this one special? Starts with an S. Who can help out? Huh?
Sentences? Like,
No, not sentences. No. There's punishments. What's the point of having a law if there's no punishment for it? Timmy!
It sets like a strict law so that everybody will try to follow it.
Yes, what is that called? It starts with an S. Rebecca!
Scale punishment.
Oh, not scale, but that's a pretty good one. I'll take it. Standardized. It's the first standardized law code. What does that mean? What does that mean? What do you got, Garrett? Everyone's held accountable for what they do. Everyone is represented. Okay? So all social classes are represented. Where was the document produced? Where was it produced? Sophia?
And
Don't tell me that. Nope. It's a specific place. Where? What? Where is it, Camden? Babylon. Why do we know it's located in Babylon? A, it's in the italicized font, but Hammurabi is from Babylon. All right, so when was the document produced, Mary Page?
1772
All right. Is it a primary or a secondary? What do you got? Allie, primary or secondary? Primary. It is a primary. What is the difference between a primary and a secondary source? No one knows? No one knows. All right, what do you got for me, Abby?
primary is like the original, like actual thing, and then a secondary source is like about the original.
Okay, so what would be, now this is obviously a primary source. This is the actual language from the Hammurabi Code. Okay, what would be a secondary source using this as an example? What do you got, Gigi?
An article like about it.
An article about it, absolutely. If someone wrote an article about a punishment some guy got using the Hammurabi Code, that would be perfect. All right. If it's a primary source, how does it fit into the context of history and events happening at this time? Why? How does this fit into the world? Kiara, what do you think? Is Hammurabi's Code harsh or low-key? Harsh. Why does it have to be harsh, Kiara? It is harsh because it's the first of its kind in the world. All right, audience, for whom is the document initially written for? Benji? Babylon. People, citizens of Babylon. Good. All right, what is the author's purpose? Now, first and foremost, who is the author? Who is the author, Jackson? No, it is not Hammurabi. Do you think a king of an empire, one of the most famous kings in history, is sitting in a corner of his palace being like, you know what? It's Friday night, man. I'm going to write me some laws. Do you think he is? Think about it. Put your hands down for 2 seconds. Okay. The Affordable Care Act is known as... Do you think Obama sat in that White House writing up this whole law? Do you think he did it? Why is it named after him then? Because he signed it and it passed under his during his term in office. Yes? Okay. So if Trump gets health care passed, guess what we're going to call it? Trump care. Do you think Trump's sitting in the White House right now coming up with health care? No. But if he signs it into law or it goes into law while he's president, guess what we will call it? Trump care. So who is the actual authors of this law code? What do you got, Trey?
Scribes.
Scribes. Okay. Scribes are writers. Who is coming up with the laws? Abby?
Like the lower level,
Lower level legal people.
I don't, like,
Do you think we have first year interns in law offices writing up our laws here today? No.
Leaders, not,
Who are they, Rebecca?
Would it be the elders?
That's not the worst thing I've heard. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. I mean, they would be guiding. How about lawyers? Lawyers, right? Law. Lawyers would be writing the laws.
If this is the first one, how would there already be lawyers?
People who practice law and stuff like that, people who are shaping the rules and stuff, you just don't make up laws out of nowhere, right?
I thought these guys kind of did make up a lot.
Yeah, but they would be considered themselves lawyers and stuff like that. We have laws, the elders, which is why Rebecca's wasn't the worst. You have some people who really focus on, well, what do we need in order to protect society? So we would call them today lawyers. Would they go walking around saying, hi, I'm a lawyer? No. But today, the author of this whole thing would be considered lawyers today. Does that make sense, Ann? They're not going to law school. You know, they don't get their, they don't go sit in a law practice and study for that because it's one of the first. But we would consider them lawyers more than scribes. Scribes are just being told what to say. These people are like shaping the laws. Just like with Obama's healthcare, Obama is just not sitting with a bunch of politicians. It's people who know healthcare are shaping the laws. Trump has people who know healthcare trying to shape what this healthcare bill is going to look like. Does that make sense? Does that work for you? Perfect. Gigi.
What'd they call themselves back then?
Oh, I have no idea. It's well beyond my scope of knowledge. All right, so lawyers, what is the significance of the document? Okay, they wanted to create a law code based on social class. Okay, who produced it? Who's the speaker? These are going to be lawyers. Are they going to be rich or poor? Rich. Did they make little caveats for themselves? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, they did. They helped themselves. What is his or her own background and status? They're wealthy, which means make special punishments for them. What's the tone of the piece? What's the tone of the piece, Sophia?
It's really strict so that the citizens will get used to it.
It's harsh. Absolutely. Strict. Absolutely. Okay? Because it's the first. Perfect. All right. Questions, concerns, comments? So, what's up?
So what were like punishments of laws before that?
It would be decided by your elders. So it's more like a family situation, remember? Like when we had people beforehand. It's transition to your notes, guys. When we would have like elders in situations, they would know you personally. It'd be like your family giving you punishment. Like, would your family put you to death?
Probably.
No. But are you going to get the crap beaten out of you? Absolutely. So, since we're no longer in a clan situation, we have to have standardized laws, which means I don't know you personally, and if you're stealing food from other people, yeah, I'm going to cut your hand off. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to kill you, stuff like that. So that's going to be the difference. All right, here we go. Nice question, Jackson. All right. So, how far did we get? Did we get anywhere?
Babylon.
Yeah.
All right. So we've gotten nowhere. That's fine. It's fine. All right, so here we go. So remember, you don't need to write down everything I say or everything that's on my slide. However, you do need everything that's on my board. As you can see, first period is significantly farther than you, but that's fine. So Babylonians are going to be your second major empire. The Babylonians are going to have the most famous of all of your period 1 leaders, and his name is Hammurabi. Where is my stick? My yardstick. Oh my god. Oh, I see it. Oh, dark times. Crisis of all. Alright, so Hammurabi is going to be your major ruler. He's the only person you need to know really in Mesopotamia. Hammurabi is going to improve taxation and legislation. He's going to come up with Hammurabi's code. Is it really him, though, ladies and gentlemen?
No.
No, it's under his thing. Alright. The Babylonians really aren't famous for much except for this code. Alright, so it is important that you do know that things are happening. Now, social classes are over here. When we talk about social classes, this is going to be the typical foundation for every single society. So please listen up. For your typical social classes, you have a king, then you have religious leaders, then you have merchants, then you have lords. They are your largest landowners, your merchants, your military, your normal people, and then you have slaves. So when we talk about social classes and social systems, this is the fundamental rankings. Okay? At the end of the day, most civilizations look like this. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Only when it's outside this pattern will we acknowledge it. Does that make sense? So if religious people fall and merchants become more important than religious people, we'll talk about that. But historically, when they're all the same, we don't really acknowledge it. Everyone clear? Perfect. Alright, so Mesopotamia is also going to create a thing called cuneiform. Cuneiform is their writing system. It's the first one in the world. On your midterm, they will give you a bunch of boxes with different types of writing styles, and they will ask you to identify it. So you need to visually know what each writing system looks like. So cuneiform, they take little reeds and they press it into clay, and they're little triangle kind of things. So that's what cuneiform looks like. All right. The Mesopotamians are also known for their first piece of literature in the world, and it's called the Epic of Gilgamesh. So they create the first written language, cuneiform. It's very, very complicated, very hard to do. They also write the first piece of literature, which is the Epic of Gilgamesh. The Epic of Gilgamesh, oh my gosh, is it's about a guy who wanders around the world for 40 years trying to find God and a reason for living. Some of you world teachers make their kids read it. Can you imagine? Can you just believe what I say? It's about a guy wandering around the earth trying to find purpose. That's it. All right, have a good day. We have so much to do. Oh, second period. Have a good day. Have a good day, guys. I'm glad you came to school today. How many of you are leaving today?